Oh my gosh, benefit number 4. This one is the game changer, guys. Now, well, howdy there. This is Rob Huang from Fearless Within, and wow, do I have an amazing story to tell you guys today. So I literally did not lift for the past 7 months. And I went from 185 pounds down to 165. Before that, I was a complete bodybuilder, powerlifter. I was lifting pretty darn heavy weights. But now, after 7 months, what the heck happened? Did I lose all of my muscle gains? Am I like completely mentally foggy now? Am I a complete beta male? Stay tuned in this video and I'm gonna show you the upsides I found with not lifting, the downsides, and maybe even if you should stop your lifting program. Okay, so actually there are many benefits to not lifting that I've personally found. No, I did not lose all my gains. I did not completely turn into a skinny 140-pound person that I was before I started lifting. So actually, I kind of look like Bruce Lee now, or like Tyler Durden from Fight Club. So just take a look, guys. Oh my God. I literally am super lean. I used to be a pretty chubby kid, so coming from chubby down to this, oh my gosh, I have abs now. It's pretty darn incredible. Now I know I don't have like super shredded abs, but look at this. Like these abs, like you can find these in a magazine. Okay, so the second benefit is I can now walk upstairs without losing my breath. Before, when I was lifting, man, it was such a grind just to get upstairs. Whenever I'd walk like maybe a mile or even 2 miles, man, I'd be so out of breath. I'd be super sweaty. And I really couldn't walk very far without huffing and puffing. So now I'm pretty normal now. I feel much healthier whenever I move. Because of the lost weight, I don't have so much weight to carry around. You know, it's fat or muscle, you're still carrying around a lot of weight whenever you're just moving. So just general movements, even reaching to grab a spoon, it's probably a lot easier for me now to do that than it was before. Oh my gosh, the third benefit from not lifting anymore is I save a lot of money on eating. If you guys know, if you've ever bulked, if you've ever lifted a lot, you guys know you have to eat a lot of food, right? And this can be very burdensome on not only your time, but your money as well. So I used to eat a ton of food, 4,000 or 5,000 calories every single day. Now, I don't really have to eat so much because my main focus is not building muscle. I just save a ton of money and less trips to the grocery store too, so it just means a lot happier wallet for me. Plus, I get a lot less hungry too. I don't really seem so hungry as I was when lifting. When I was lifting, I would just constantly feel the urge to snack on food, but now I'm really not hungry nowadays. I just eat like a normal person, I would say. Oh my gosh, benefit number 4. This one is the game changer, guys. Now I feel like I have healthy joints. Now, if you've ever been a serious lifter, if you've ever been in a powerlifting competition or even lifted weights in general, you might have noticed sometimes your joints don't feel right. Like maybe you're walking and then you feel a little creak in your knee, or maybe you're going for a hike and then halfway through the hike, you start feeling this aching lower back pain. Well, that was actually the case for me. I had a couple of injuries in the past from really bad deadlifts. So then my lower back was actually very old. It felt really old, right? But after taking this long break from lifting, that completely went away. I don't feel any pain in my joints, like virtually no pain at all. Even when I was stretching, doing yoga while lifting, I still felt this kind of chronic, very nagging type of pain. I feel completely free. My body is like a very young body, like it's supposed to be. And the last benefit number 5, is really I spend a lot less time having to go to the gym. You guys know how hard it is to go to the gym. You gotta pack your gym bags, you gotta pack your protein powder, you gotta prepare your foods, get your pre-workout, all these different type of stuff. Even taking showers, my gosh, it takes a lot of time just to go to the gym. So I save a lot of time and money from a gym membership, so I don't have to deal with all of that. Okay, so there are some obvious downsides to not lifting. Although I look really good right now, the first downside is, yeah, you probably will lose some muscle if you don't lift. But for me, it's not a big deal. As you can see, 7 months of no lifting, and I'm pretty still darn muscular. Like, yeah, I would say that's pretty muscular, right? Of course, you know, 7 months ago, I was probably a little bit bigger, but compared to the average person, I don't think the average person will really care or even notice that you lost a lot of muscle, right? Because the only person that really is going to notice is you. Or your lifting buddies in the gym, they're gonna be like, oh, you're a bit skinnier, blah, blah, blah. But the normal person doesn't care. So if you guys don't care, then no one else will. Okay, the second downside is I lost some strength. I feel like I'm still very strong. I mean, I can still open like a jar of peanut butter if somebody asks me to, which is the reason why we all lift, right, guys? Right, the most practical thing. Anyway, so I can do all these things, but I still feel like my bench press, my squat, whatever, have suffered a little bit. I didn't actually go out and test my numbers yet. I still can feel like my physical strength has gone away a little bit. Like if I try to do a push-up or something, it won't be as strong as before. I mean, does that really affect my everyday life? Am I really going to like deadlift a car to save somebody's life, or squat 1,000,000 pounds on my back, carry some bags of rice or something? I don't really think so. So really, it doesn't really affect my everyday life. It just affects my strength gains in the gym. But the awesome news, guys, is I'm actually gonna go back to the gym, go back to lift, see my progress develop. So if you guys wanna join me on that journey, go ahead and click the subscribe button and like this video, and then I'll release more content as soon as the gym's open, of course. The final downside, and downside number 3, is the same as the benefit. You don't go to the gym. So while it's good that you don't go to the gym, you save a lot of time and money, the bad side is you also don't get to hang out with your gym buddies and get that cool vibe you get from the gym. So I miss that vibe a lot. I really love joining the gym and being in a group where people are actually trying to progress and make the best out of themselves. So once the gyms open back up, I'm super happy to go back and join that environment. So the question remains, should you stop lifting? Or if you do, what's gonna happen to you? Well, likely, you're probably not going to lose a lot of gains. You're probably not going to go back to the starting point where you were from before you start lifting. But it really depends on you if you should stop. If you want to live longer, then it's probably a good idea to stop super heavy lifting. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from this, but there's a study that shows that people from the blue zones, which are zones in the world like Greece, Costa Rica, Okinawa, Japan, these guys are the people who live the longest. And they don't do a lot of heavy squats. They're not going for personal deadlifts on there. These guys are actually people who just do normal everyday activities. Like they water their gardens, they go on nice little walks. Even some of these people in Hong Kong right now, I go outside and I see them just slapping their arms. They are literally slapping their arms. But you know what? I used to make fun of them, but they're getting a lot of movement in, which is very lightweight movement. It's good on their bodies. And because I haven't been lifting for so long, I see that lifting can actually be detrimental if you go super hardcore and you're really taxing your body. So my new approach to lifting personally is I'm going to take it a little bit easier on my body. I know it's a very kind of taboo thing to say, oh, you should take lifting easier, blah, blah, blah. You should really keep in mind your body and your own progress and what you can really sustain over the long term. You don't want to go so heavy where you're going to burn out, right? You want to keep it for the long term. Think of lifting as something you're going to do for the rest of your life. Now, there is one big caveat that I didn't tell you about so far. I am very lean right now. So I stopped lifting, but I switched entirely to cardio. Now hear me out. I used to be one of those guys in the gym who's like, oh, look at these guys doing cardio. They're not making any gains. How can they do that? Blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like, cardio actually can be very, very difficult, even harder than lifting, especially if you go on marathons or, run a lot or a long period of time. Oh my gosh, running is like super, super difficult. So yeah, I still run, go for a swim sometime. I even play some sports like badminton or tennis once in a while. So I do get my exercise in. I didn't completely let go of exercise. So that's exactly why I feel like my mental gains are still here. I still feel very sharp mentally and I still feel physically strong because, even though I don't lift, I still exercise. And this is key, guys. So if you stop lifting, you don't go to the gym, that's fine. But you still got to get your exercise in. There's no replacement for getting your body pumped up and sweating a little bit, right? You always have to do that to keep yourself healthy. We all have to exercise no matter what. So yeah, there's no easy way out. You can't look like Brad Pitt or Bruce Lee without exercise. You got to do some sort of exercise, even if it's cardio. And another caveat is I am an intermittent faster. So I eat only one meal a day. And this really changed my life. I think this is a huge part of why I look so lean. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't look this lean right now if I didn't do intermittent fasting. And I did a video on intermittent fasting, everything you need to know about intermittent fasting, my exact intermittent fasting method. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. Anyway, I'm constantly releasing new videos. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much everything I wanted to tell you. I'm just so stoked about my progress. I look and feel absolutely amazing, even better when I was actually lifting. So don't be afraid, guys, if you take some time away from the gym. Some people are so scared to take 1 week, 2 weeks off from the gym. I took 7 months and I'm still alive and I still look and feel amazing. So if you guys are struggling with that, don't worry. And I'm constantly releasing new videos, guys. This is an absolutely new channel. So hit the like button and subscribe. It would really help the channel out. And as always, stay fearless, stay strong, and have an awesome day.